Hi Scorpio, welcome to I Am Destiny Calling Tarot and welcome to your weekly reading. This reading is going to cover the time frame of January 12th through January 18th. Welcome to 2020. Hope you're having a wonderful year so far. We're going to go ahead and get started right off with your energy oracle card, which will tell us what the overall energy here for this reading today will be. So please keep in mind, these dates are really only general guidelines. You may notice certain things possibly resonating for you a few days before, maybe even a few days after these dates. Also, please only take the messages that resonate with you. Don't try to make the messages fit. If they're not resonating with you, they're simply not meant for you, and that's okay. Spirit, please provide messages for Scorpio. And this is to cover the time frame of January the 12th through January 18th. What message would you like to have come forward, Spirit, for Scorpio? Okay, so your message here overall is completion. Try to get that a little closer for you. Full moon. Completion. This should be very interesting. Okay, so let's pull a bunch of cards, get your spread started, get some additional details. I am going to be using the Oceanic Tarot. I just wanted to show this deck. It's new to me, and I really like it a lot based on not only the quality, because the quality really is great, but also based on the cards having the meanings at the bottom of the card. So here we have the Nine of Wands card, and then at the bottom it says defense, and then we have the Six of Wands card, for example, and at the bottom it says success. And let's go with Seven of Cups, and it says at the bottom possibility. So it really is good for someone who's new to tarot, who's really learning to read tarot. It's I wish I would have had these when I was learning tarot. It's just a good tool to have. Overall, though, really good quality. All right, so let's get your cards. Get all of the messages we have in store for Scorpio. Let's see, if that music gets a bit loud, I will turn it off. You definitely have completion, because the first card out is the Fool card, which is a brand new beginning. So you're completing a cycle, you're completing something that you're transitioning out of and into a brand new beginning. You're coming out of a darker time, and it looks like, based on the cards, you're really coming into the complete opposite. So you're coming into a lighter, brighter, and not just light as in coming out of the dark and going to the light, but light as in not as heavy energies. Spirit, please provide messages for Scorpio. And this is to cover the time frame of January 12th through January 18th. Oh, and this one needs to go like that. It's almost like there is a sense of relief is the energy that I'm getting during this reading. It could be because of the completion of a difficult cycle that you're feeling, just that sense of relief, like you can come and get your head above water and breathe again. What additional messages, Spirit, can you provide at this time for Scorpio? And this is to cover the time frame of January the 12th through January 18th. Okay, so here is your spread. So let's get out one additional card. I'm going to leave that for the end. It must have come out for a reason. Alright, so let's get started with the Fool. The Fool being the first card that came out for you. Like I said, it's a new beginning of some kind. It's you starting fresh and new. The bottom, it says new beginning. So this is likely a new pathway for you, starting a new journey, new discoveries maybe even. Overall, I do feel a lot of you are really starting over. So some advice for some of you that you might need to hear at this time is look before you leap. And if you like what you see, then dive right in. I'm just going to change that music so that you guys don't have a hard time hearing me. Just 1 second, please. There, that should be a little bit better. Okay, so you really you really do have wonderful opportunities which are awaiting you at this time. So now really is the time for you, Scorpio, to follow your destiny. This is going to relate for you in both work and in relationships. And you're actually in a state where you're going to follow your intuition. And I do very much I'm very much feeling and also hearing. You must keep your focus at this time on your goals and do not be distracted by others' opinions or others' needs. This really is your time to reinvent yourself. Yeah, and there's a really bright future. There's a really, really bright future ahead of you, Scorpio. And believe it or not, it's actually in new and exciting territory. So for a lot of you, the next card being Ace of Cups. So for a lot of you, a large percentage of you will resonate with the relationship area is something that will be a focus for you, because the Ace of Cups, which is your next card, is relating to love. Now, not necessarily everyone. This might actually be self-love. So a focus on you, yourself, and you, right? But overall, when this card comes up, it is love, it is intimacy, it is connection and union. It can be healing, for sure. It can also be karma in some way. But overall, what you really need to hear when this comes out, and what it is symbolic of, is appreciate and the love that you have, and trust in your relationships at this time. This card is quite symbolic of not only love but equality and a meeting of both hearts and mind. So this really can relate to friendships as well as romantic, intimate relationships. Overall, however, it does very much indicate an emotional investment of some kind. So there could also be instances where you and your partner have gone through a difficult time in your relationship. So some of you might be rekindling. So for example, some of you may be going to marriage counseling, trying to give that relationship, you know, an extra little push to kind of make things go in the right direction. So that could very much be where the healing aspect of this card comes in. Your relationship may have been tested quite a bit, and this card really is coming out to indicate for you that long-term things will work out for you. The relationship can be saved. All right. The next card we have is the King of the Ocean, and at the bottom it says order. So in a regular tarot deck, this would be the Emperor card. Okay. So this is a lot of organization here, a lot of leadership, a lot of focus, and also boundaries. Overall, when this comes out, it is an indication it's very much time for you to get to work on cleaning up finances, making sure your physical location, so your home, is in order, and really taking the time to protect your assets. this is a very powerful indication that you have the authority. So focus your attention on what is important and meaningful to you. I also very much feel the energy of order and balance. It's really being restored for you. So if you've been in upheaval in areas of your life, things are going to calm down for you. And so, like I said, if you're going through marriage counseling with a partner, things really are going to balance themselves out, and things can be restored, I guess is the best way to put it. Some of you need to hear the message that if some boundaries have been crossed, you really are going to be able to reassert your territory. So overall, that really is indicating an end to a dispute, which is phenomenal. And for those of you who are possibly a father, this could be representative of you being a father figure. So that could be an area of your relationship that is coming to much more of a balanced relationship at this time. And if you're not a father or a male, this might represent your father. So the relationship with your father coming into more of a balanced situation. Okay, next card. Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles, it says at the bottom, security. So you're going to start feeling a lot of stability in your finances. And this can include property of some kind. So really, I'm feeling like you have a lot of supporters in the area of building really solid foundations in 2020. So advice for you, Scorpio, when this card appears in your reading is really enjoy the calm and the order that you will experience during this period of time. Even more so, stay open really to new possibilities. And if it's intriguing to you, really keep looking for new ways to expand your empire. You do have quite a lot of potential in 2020 to really expand upon your empire. And this is not simply about finances, but here in this reading it really does indicate that. But overall it is work, relationships, which are both happy and quite stable as well. Whatever success you have coming at this time, it's very, very well earned. I do feel you've had a lot of hard work put into this area in 2019. Next card is Three of Pentacles, and it's symbolic of recognition. So this is indicating reputation here. Your reputation continues to be unfazed. Reputation, very important to you and your lifestyle. It's you're continuing on a level where you are you're secure in your reputation. Oddly enough, this card can also symbolize completion. That is another, sorry, this card also represents completion, basically. So likely, where it does represent completion, I do feel this is different from the overall energy. I feel that the overall energy here really is a completion of you ending a cycle that you've gone through, and you're beginning, like I say with the Fool, a brand new cycle with a brand new fresh start. Whatever it is that you are interested in pursuing or continuing to so for example, if you're in a relationship and it hadn't worked out quite well in 2019 and you want to rekindle with this person, and you don't, you know, you have a home, you have a family, you have a spouse, you really want to put the extra effort in to make that work in 2020. I think what you're doing with this card is you're putting the completion on the end of a bad period. So you're putting that behind you and you're starting over again with a fresh new start with that individual. But this card here, when this one comes up, this is more completion on a work front, right? So you could very much be receiving positive attention at this time relating to your work sector. Some of you, I feel, are selling property. That just came to me. Some of you either are selling property or renovating, redecorating. But whatever it is, you can really take pride in your work at this time. Make sure that you show off your work and you be proud of your achievements. You have further success coming your way with this card as well. Okay, next card is Three of Wands. Love this. It says motivation. Some of you may be looking to travel. Some of you may be contemplating where you would like to spend your next vacation. Some of you might be spending more time on pastimes. So if you're into sports, that might be something you're putting your energy into. Oddly enough, there's so many different meanings to this card. This could also be a wedding, for example. So if it's not a wedding, maybe it's you and your significant other at a point where you're renewing your vows. So overall, symbolic of just a lot of enthusiasm here. I'm also hearing a specific message, so this is not going to resonate with all of you, but the specific message is you really could be finding yourself taking on a rather unusual approach to some kind of a dilemma or situation you find yourself in. Really finding rather ingenious ways to problem solve and to get your message across. Okay, so this card here is going to be the Vortex card. It's the Temptation card in other decks, okay? So at the bottom it says Temptation. So this relates to overall choices. It could be contracts, the feeling of power, the feeling of control, or possibly dealing with addictions. So overall, when this comes up, if you're feeling like it's time to take a break, take a break. If it's, it doesn't matter in what area of your life it is. If it's time to take a break with an individual in your life that you're just not on the same page with at this time, take a little time out from that. I really feel a significant energy here of taking back your power. So important for you. When this comes out, it is going to represent you really, you've become trapped in some way. So a feeling of being enslaved by a job, or really just a situation where you feel like you have a little power and others have control over you. And that's why this card can, from time to time, definitely indicate some form of addiction as well. But the amazing thing is, for the most part, and this is not going to be a message for everyone, I can say that 100% for sure, right? So please don't make it fit if it's not meant for you. But that is why your bondage that you find yourself in, so you've become trapped in a situation, and overall the situation is an illusion. So at any point in time, you can take yourself out of it. All right, next card. You have a Knight of Cups, and it's symbolic of proposals. proposals at the bottom. So on the work front, this could be some type of an offer. This card is coming out to send the message to some of you that you're really going to want to judge by action at this time and not so much by words, if that makes sense. So if you do feel the need to test a person's intentions, then that might be in your best interest at this time. Yeah, so overall, you really want to make sure that it's consistent with your how do I say it? It's consistent with, so if it's a relationship, for example, it has to be consistent with your lifestyle. If it's not, then it's not meant to be. Next card, Nine of Wands. And it says defense. This card represents determination, sacrifices, and hard work. Again, protecting what is yours by all means. So you're going to want to make sure, Scorpio, that you free up your thinking. Create some mental space at this time to plan for your future. You might also be feeling the need to defend your actions at this time for one reason or another, and you may have made sacrifices in the past and feel that you really need to justify. You feel that you might need to justify those by staying put in some way. So a message for specific individuals, this card is going to be very symbolic. Not for everyone, but it is going to be very symbolic of holding on very tightly due to fear. So you need to ask yourself in your specific situation if it's resonating, if that is resonating with you. Are you holding on to a specific situation due to fear? Is it something that's exhausting to you? Or is it a free choice? Okay, next up we have Four of Swords. And this is a recovery card. So I really like that this came out here, and it's specific to especially the ones who may be dealing with some kind of addictions during this time frame. This is a really encouraging card to have come out in this spread. So there may be a need for taking time away, a time for healing, a time for peace, rest, stillness, and even if need be for your own mental health, you might need a relationship break. overall, I'm hearing just accept this is the way that things need to be right now. And just know that you'll make progress when the time is right. So for some of you, this choice to take time away to rest or some kind of a relationship break, for some of you, this is going to be a choice. Unfortunately, for others, it is going to be imposed upon you. So you might want to prepare in some way for that. But like I said, overall, know that this is something that needs to happen right now for your own best interest. And when the time is right, you will progress in the right direction. I can promise you that. I truly do believe everything happens for a reason. Page of Cups, it says imagination. This could be symbolic of companionship. This could represent outings, fun, playfulness. So at this point, you have recovered and you're deciding that you are going to enjoy the lighter side of life. You're going to allow yourself time to play and let your imagination just run free. Also a good omen here for finances. So finances are starting to, if they haven't looked good, they are looking rather good for you as 2020 progresses. I mean, there definitely could be fluctuations, but overall the year will look pretty prosperous for you. Next card is the Knight of Swords card, and it says drama. Drama. And you just came out of all kinds of recovery. Okay, so let's look into that. It says drama here. All right, so there may be some type of a confrontation, a bit of stress coming your way. Something that really resonates here is manipulation. So by having this kind of heads up here, it really allows you to be on guard to prevent yourself from being drawn into any drama that is not necessary, right? So best advice here is really try not to take this setback here, especially with this card. Don't take it personally. For the most part, it's not your fight and it's not your fault. So some of you definitely needed to hear that here. Other than that, it could be just a disruption in your plans. It could be an argument, and it could be rather childlike. So if you don't make it into something significant, it won't be. You may have confrontations with someone. Like I say, if you're not making it into an issue, it's not likely to snowball into something major. But really, the upside here too is I do feel that some of you need to experience this little bit of drama because it's going to reveal to you exactly who the individuals are that you're dealing with. So a side of them may come to light that you hadn't seen in the past and you really did need to witness. Three of Swords. It says heartache. All right, so this could be betrayal, feeling betrayed by someone, a loss of some kind. So this could relate to the previous drama card that came out. So you might be seeing the truth in a matter. You might be seeing the true colors of an individual. But again, this has happened for a reason. You're likely experiencing this to allow yourself to escape long-term misery, right? So it really, it could be something as simple as just a disappointment in some area of life. It doesn't have to be a tower moment for sure. And if it's not any of those things for you, it could be a time of stress that's creeping up on you. It might be a time where you feel your anxiety is acting up, and it's really just a matter of figuring out ways to catch that early on so that you can work your way through it more quickly, if that makes sense. Okay, three more cards. So we have Knight of Wands, and it says activity. This usually relates to passion of some kind, focus, balance, communication, can be relationships as well. So this is coming out reminding you that you have choice. You have choices. You get to choose which people, situations, or projects that will really benefit you the most. So whatever you're putting your time and attention towards. When this comes up, really indication that you want to stay grounded during this time. And by doing so, you'll make really great steps towards success here. Now you have two cards because one fell out as an additional card, and I'll get to that. But the last card that was supposed to come out of your reading is the Magician card. Yes, the Magician card. Magician card is a manifestation card. So this is going to be money, this is going to be support, this is going to be travel, this is going to be new enterprises, this could be communication. Whatever it is that you've been focusing your time and your efforts and your energy, this is now a time where you are able to manifest. Big message here. The time is now. Take action and you will find success. So a lot of you are coming into a time, like I say, where you've completed a cycle, beginning of a new cycle. So a lot of you have gone through darker times and you've come out of that. So this is a new cycle where you're coming into the light. By coming into the light, you're changing your vibrational energies here. So you're really in a more positive, optimistic outlook. And that really is allowing manifestations to come into your life. For some of you as well, when the Magician card comes up, this is indicating that communication will speed up. So communication could be speeding up for you. And then finally, for others, it could also indicate that you're getting a lot more support from other people. So I'm feeling overall for you, Scorpio, especially in the first 6 months, and I think I said that in your 2020 yearly reading. There's definitely an indication here of you having many supporters and just other people who are looking to support your efforts, for sure. Okay, so that was supposed to be the end of your reading. However, we did have one additional card that came out, and it is the King of Pentacles. So here is your bonus card. It says trust. So this obviously came out for a reason. Somebody needed to have this message appear for one reason or another. So trust that your money is in order. Trust that you have stability. Trust your commitment. Trust in your power, your own inner power. So some of you, this came up because you are reminded here that you are a leader. And then for others, this came out for you to remind you to protect what is yours. And then finally, enjoy the rewards that success is bringing to you. And that, like I said, you also had the manifestation card. So that's a double indication here that rewards are likely very much coming to you, Scorpio, for your hard work and efforts. All right, so that's the end of your reading for this week, Scorpio. What a wonderful reading. Really good energies here. It's things are turning around quite a bit for you on an energetic level, and you can start to breathe a sigh of relief and just sit in that peace and harmony for as long as you can, right? Just breathe it in, soak it all in, and enjoy. All right, so I very, very much enjoyed taking the time out to do this reading today. Thank you so much for joining me. I will continue to do these readings from week to week. Some may be shorter, some may be longer. It really does depend on my scheduling for that week. However, I will continue to do weekly readings. So if you are interested in coming back to join me, please go ahead, click on like and subscribe.